Who here would think of themselves as a geek? Raise your hand. A geek. There's only a few of you. Let me give you some definitions. Do you guys know the difference between a nerd, a geek, and a dweeb? No. All right, I'll give you one. I checked it out on Urban Dictionary, so it's probably right. A dweeb is somebody who's a complete no-hoper, doesn't do anything, chills out indoors, doesn't really have any aspirations, doesn't try hard at all. It's a dweeb. A nerd is somebody who gets completely absorbed in something. They like analyze every single little bit of it. They want to know all of the information in order to help them achieve something. However, it is always in a subject that will ultimately have direct financial gain. Web design, mathematics, physics, they're nerds. You know what a geek is? A geek is someone that does exactly the same as the nerd, except for something that has no financial gain. For example, video games, Dungeons and Dragons, and game. So, who here thinks they're a geek? Raise your hand. Everyone else, you've come to a convention of pickup artists. You're here studying how to get laid. That's not really going to help you in life. It really isn't. It's not going to help you get rich unless you're planning on becoming a pickup artist. This is the fact of the matter. Whereas there are 60 or 70 people in this room, myself included, I'm proud to admit I'm a geek. I'm geekier than probably anyone else here. If you guys don't know why when you're rolling a character's stats, you have to roll 46 and remove the lowest number, then you really are well behind me. That's a basic fact. The truth of the matter is that you guys, you've all come here to try and learn this skill. And although there's 60 or 70 of you here, there are billions getting laid without the help here. Absolutely without it. You don't need the systems. You don't need anything. And I'm the biggest geek because I'm sitting there trying to analyze it. And like we're talking to Sin and we break stuff down together and like we're talking about all the different methods. You guys have heard break rapport and you all analyze and like what's it all about. But the truth is, there is a way you can do this without even knowing a system. You do not need to do that. None of you need to. Did you know some people get so geeky at this, they wander around in goggles and they ask girls who lies more and like other strange routines. And they learn magic tricks and stuff, you know? That's really weird, man. Can you imagine if I told you before you learned the game, listen, I can help you get good. All you have to do is wear a pair of swimming goggles, a top hat, and go out there and ask girls who lies more, guys or girls. That's all you have to do, but do it at a 45-degree angle. If you do that, you will get almost any girl, as long as they're not hot. Yeah, like you guys would not believe it. You'd be like, shut up. You got to be confident. True story. Amanda went out to the bar earlier on. This guy is talking. He goes, so what's all the convention thing going on? She goes, oh, you know, it's about guys and learning about relationships and how to get chicks. We've got to do is be confident. I have a Jaguar. Yeah, right. You get laid. There is a truth to it. You can learn all the ins and outs if you want. If you want to be a geek like me and like all the other PUAs here, you can get into the ins and outs of it. I can tell you some random facts. I could literally break down qualification because I'm that sad. And I could go through the point and explain to you not just what qualification is or how it works, but how to micro-calibrate every single individual piece of qualification. But would you really want that? Yeah. Okay, this guy does. This guy is yes. All right, in that case, when it comes to the question, if you ask me, I'll break down how you can make somebody qualify themselves and the pattern you can use to ensure they follow it. However, there is a way of getting laid that's easier, that doesn't need any of that. And anyone here that's under 21, anyone here that's at that young age, now is the perfect time. Now is like, it's the great time to do this. Sin made a point of saying, don't get into it. Don't do it. You don't have to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you 3 qualities. This isn't a 3-part model. This is just a fact that there are 3 qualities that naturals have. If you guys can emulate these 3 qualities, I promise you, your success rate will go up. You will probably not be F-closing Angelina Jolie within the next 2 weeks. It's not that good. But it will make you a natural. I kid you not. This is a very simple system that will make you a natural. Where's the catch, everyone says? If it was that easy, why doesn't everyone do it? It's because there is effort that needs to be put into place. But the effort isn't sitting down in front of a forum, reading specific lines or creating routine stacks. The effort comes from actually creating these 3 parts to your life and ensuring you have them. I got this through studying every single bloody natural that has hit on my girlfriend over the last 1.5 years. Every single one has these qualities. And I didn't analyze it, she did. And she went, you know what, they've all got this in common. So we started looking at it. And every natural I've ever met has these things. So what are they? Well, you'd be right if you guessed that confidence was on the list. It bloody well is. You need confidence. If you don't have confidence, you have no hope. You need confidence. What else do you need? You need abundance. You need women in your life. Guess what? Going out and sarging with groups and guys in clubs is weird. Really weird. When 4 guys turn up, I kid you not, I went out to I haven't been out on sarges for a very long time. I've got a rule. If you want to come sarging with me, you bring 5 to 10 girls or you're not allowed to come. It's a very strict rule that I have, right? A lot of people are well aware of this rule. When I first came out in the community, I said it, and everyone went, oh, that's impossible. I went, really? And I showed video footage of myself out with 120 women that came out with me. It's very, very easy if you're good and you know what you're doing. And most people aren't that good. And I'm like, if you're not going to bring any girls, why should I let you come out with me? Because you're going to hit on my girls. They're mine. Bring your own. Bring your own, and then we'll trade. It's kind of like Pokemon, but you don't have to catch them all. You just have a few. All right. So they've got to bring some girls with them, otherwise they can't do it. And they're like, no, but that's, I just wanted to come sarging with you. I'm like, well, yeah, you've got to bring girls to come sarging. And they're like, well, no, really, I just wanted to learn from you. I went, do you have any students ask me that? And that's why I tell you, you've got to bring out 5. If you can bring out 5 to 10 girls, it shows me you've got enough of the pieces in place that on that one night alone, I'll show you how to finish the rest of the game, and you'll have completed it. But most poors struggle to just get that first 5 or 10. Abundance is incredibly important. Oh, sorry, I completely digress. I went out sarging for the first time in a very long time. Me and my girlfriend were in town. We had a friend over, and we thought, we'll just hang out. And these 4 poors turned up to come and join us. These are great guys. I don't want to insult any of them. One of them, I think, is really up there with probably will have a very good game within a year or so. He's that kind of level. In fact, he's exactly where Syke was when I first met him. Syke, he's going to be very good. Everyone, look at this man here with the blue hair. I kid you not. That guy within a year is going to be amazing. I'm making a point. I'm calling it out. So, now, the other guy that was there, he was a short guy, and he was quite friendly and chatty, and he was going around, and he was opening sets, and he wasn't really doing very good, and he went up to me and he went, I'm having difficulty hooking. I was wondering what you think my problem might be. And I went, I'm going to go out on a limb here, and it might be something to do with the plastic penis you have stuck behind your ear. I kid you not. He had a plastic penis behind his ear. That was his peacocking. A penis. A penis behind his ear. He thought his problem was tonality. I'm like, dude. He goes, every time a girl talks to me, she just sort of like looks off to the left. She's looking behind your ear! And this is the serious problem. And he wonders why girls don't want to hang out with him. When was the last time you met a girl and you said, hey, do you want to come and hang out with me? I've got a penis behind my ear. And you know where he got the idea from? He watched Style Life and he saw the penis on the head thing and thought it would help him beat a natural. Like, now there's an argument for if you have good game and you have a penis on your head, you could probably beat a natural. But that isn't the best way of doing it. So abundance, you've got to have girls in your life. You've got to be seen to hang out with them. Because if girls see 4 dudes walk in a club, what do you think they're thinking? Oh, there's 4 guys that have just come out to have a couple of quiet drinks by themselves and chat to themselves and not socialize with women. And, they've left all their wives at home and they're coming out for a lads' night out and have no intention of pulling anyone. No. They think there's 4 guys out on the pull. Which one's the most desperate? That's what they're thinking. You rock up to a club on your own with 10 women behind you. 1 dude, 10 women. Do you think there is a single person in that club that doesn't look at you and think, lucky bastard? Whether you are banging them or not, they all think you are. Every girl's looking at you thinking, he's so ugly, why do they like him? He must be somebody special. They all want you. How easy is that? Abundance. Second most powerful quality. And the third, the ability to sexually escalate. Let's talk about these qualities and imagine we only have 2 of them at any point, and I'll show you the different types of person. First, we have the person who has abundance and he has confidence, but he doesn't have the ability to sexually escalate. This is the student that turns up to a boot camp and says, but I've got loads of female friends and I can't do anything about it. They don't like me. No, because they're so comfortable with you because you never sexually escalate.